Hello students, so this is the last video of second module, and in the previous video I was explaining you about the different phases of SCSI bus. So this SCSI bus, it will be receiving different signals and it will be sending different signals. So we will see one by one what are this. First signal is bus free signal. So this phase means that no SCSI devices are using the bus. So the bus is free and it is available for any other SCSI operations. Arbitration phase. So next phase is arbitration phase. So this phase is preceded by the bus free phase and permits a SCSI device to gain control of the SCSI bus. So in arbitration phase, what happens is all the devices whichever will be connected over this SCSI bus, if they wants to send or receive the data, then they have to become the owners of the bus first. So that ownership has to be taken by this arbitration phase. So here during this phase, all devices wishing to use the bus assert the busy signal and put their SCSI ID onto the bus. So whichever device wants to access this SCSI bus, they have to undergo this arbitration process, and whichever will win, they will become the owner of the bus. So after this one, then next phase is selection phase. This phase follows the arbitration phase. The device that won arbitration uses this phase to select another device to communicate with. So whichever device has become the owner, then now if it wants to transfer the data or receive the data from any of the other devices, then it has to select that device as a target or the slave. So this will be done in the selection phase. So next phase is reselection phase, and this is the optional phase also. If the peripheral devices are connected over a longer period of time and lengthy data has to be transferred between those two devices, then in between the connection may be lost, and then again they have to reselect the same device like a slave or the target, and this will be taken care by the SCSI manager, which will be reselecting the same device. So next, after reselecting and selection of the bus owner and the slave, the connection will be established between them, and the target like the data and other address and command lines will be passed between those two devices. So command phase is the next phase. In this phase, the target requests a command from the initiator. So whatever command whether it may be master ready or some address line or some other command, so all those things can be sent during this phase, and it comes to know that the SCSI bus is in active state and it is waiting for the transfer of the data and other signals. So data means the data phase is the next phase. Here in this data phase, the data phase occurs when the target requests a transfer of data to or from the initiator. So either the initiator has to receive send the data, or it must receive the data from the target. So this will be done in this data phase. So next phase is status phase. So this phase occurs when the target requests that the status information to be sent to the initiator. So whatever when the target will be requesting for the status information, whether what amount of data has been read or what amount of data has been written, so all this status information will be passed during the status phase. So next one is message phase. Occurs when the target requests the transfer of a message. Messages are small blocks of that data that carry information or request between the initiator and the target. Multiple messages can be sent during this phase. So the messages, it will be in turn holding the data whichever has to be transmitted between the master and the slave. So these last four phases, that is command, data, status and message, so all these four together, it is called as information transfer phase. So in which the actual information between the master and the slave will be taking place. So this is about the different phases which will be there in the SCSI bus, and this SCSI bus has to establish a connection between the two devices which wants to communicate with each other before sending the actual data. So this is about the second module. Thank you.